I'm a loser, I'm a winner, I'm the sad one who's to say, I'm the faster, I'm the favorite, I'm the left out, run away. It's the wrong way you think today, what a chance you did take today. It's the madness your drive creates, what a chance you did waste today.
From the deserts of Phoenix, Arizona to the foothills of Bristol, Tennessee, the Right Lane Cup Series arrives to Thunder Valley Bristol Motor Speedway, where our 43 drivers will take on 125 laps here on this concrete Last Great Coliseum. The fans have packed themselves in here, as have the drivers. So let's go ahead and go trackside and get your starting lineup. On the pole, Taylor Frey and Peter Onjak surprised with their first and fourth. Onjato pulled out the stops today, as have the Honda factory team with Derek Hamill and Luke Evans. Luke Martin will be fifth with Julio Caesar, Ben McDonald seventh, DJ Curtis eighth, Vince Freeze ninth, and Ryan Reed will round out the top 10. And at Samuel England, Logan Cloud, Ryan Griffin and Stephen Colon, Christian Vargas, Charles Sanford and Nick Breeding, Griffin Lapel McDermott, Henry Thomas, Alex Sanfateo the rookie, Stanley Andrews, Major Robinson, Alexander Phoenix, Wyatt Junkman, Andrew Thomas, Cody Lamas, Andrew Gutierrez, Tim Fiegel, Zachary Fitzwater, Jesse Turner, Zachary Ponce, RJ Bishop, James Ellison, and Patrick Nolan with Nick Gunther, Joseph Strigley, and Carson Green. That is the full field. Several cars going to the rear, Rowe and Voiles for failing tech, and a massive crash at practice sent Lane Sanders, Justin Henley, Aiden Smith, and Jeffrey Finguy to the rear of the field. So that's our starting lineup for today. Let's go trackside and get your command to start the engines and get this 125-lap race underway.
In motorsports, please welcome multi-platinum country music artist Kip Moore.
Drivers, start your engines!
And you've got to give it to these Dodges. Peter Onjak starting in fourth, but Taylor Frey starting on pole. That car has had a terrible start to this season. Trying to turn it around here in Thunder Valley. A pair of Hondas starting in the second and the third spot. And Luke Martin will round out our top five. The pace car is off into the pit lane. Taylor Frey and Derek Hamill lead us down to the green flag. We are racing here at Bristol. Going through 1 and 2, Luke Evans will clear into second spot. Derek Hamill struggling to get to the inside. Luke Martin goes down there. I think Hamill's going to clear coming out of turn number 4. Taylor Frey will take the lead and take off. He is gone. Luke Evans half a second behind. Then it's Derek Hamill, his teammate, in third. Luke Martin is in the fourth spot. There's Ben McDonald. Your points leader is in fifth, fighting Peter Onjak. Onjak fighting back on the outside line. This is such a weird flip-flop of a racetrack. Bristol, the bottom line seems to be going good strong early, but in 3 and 4 the top side seems to be very well, and it's creating a very even-tempered racetrack. Vince Freeze up to 8th. Julio Caesar fell back into the 8th spot. Freeze is in 7th. There's Samuel England in the 9th spot, and DJ Curtis, desperate for a good run, is in the top 10. Very good qualifying effort for that team. Ryan Griffin, we haven't seen him up front in a good minute. There he is in 11th. There's Ryan Reed, Christian Vargas. There's Nick Breeding, the hometown hero and the winner last season. Picked up his second career win at Atlanta a few weeks ago, trying to get his second career win of the season. Logan Cloud, another winner here. Or excuse me, a driver that almost won here, but has won on a short track in Iowa. There's Henry Thomas, your 500 winner. Charles Sanford, Stephen Colon, and Stanley Andrews. That is your top 20. Looking up front, though, Luke Evans has begun to reel in the number 15 of Taylor Frey. You see Evans is now going to get to the inside, get alongside the 15. Luke Martin is on the inside of Derek Hamill. We'll see what Martin's able to do. Hamill cuts the Luke Martin off. He's going to take the 3rd spot. Look at Evans. Here he comes. That little Debbie's Honda. And there's the issues. Ben McDonald. Trouble for Ben McDonald. He has stalled it on the racetrack. Ben McDonald with issues. There he is. Trouble. Heartbreak for Ben McDonald. Don't know what happened there. We'll have to catch back up with it. He made it back to pit road. We stay green. But in all that fuss, Luke Evans has taken the race lead. Derek Hamill is 2nd. The winner last night in the truck race. He's now going to try to find himself, trying to become the first driver to sweep a weekend in the Right Lane Cup Series. Of course, he's got about 120 laps to do it. Wow, did you see that contact? He hit Luke Martin. Martin's up to 3rd. Frey's back to 2nd. Luke Evans starting to pull away. Frey trying to run the outside line out of the corner. Here comes Luke Martin. Frey's going to slide up. Martin's going to slide down inside. Ben McDonald is back out on the racetrack. McDonald's crew came over the radio. They said they had a flat tire. Such a shame for Ben McDonald. Came into this race very optimistic. He was the points leader. And of course, that's going to take a hit, but I think this is also going to be a hit for these guys. There's the Onjato Dodges coming to strike. That's Peter Onjak. Starting on a great foot this season. That Aero Dodge is now under attack from Derek Hamill, who's going to get the 4th spot back. Vince Freeze is brought up here. There's Julio Caesar and his teammate Ryan Reed. Little Falls Motorsports, who were known for their good qualifying efforts, just had a very bad qualifying. Has been pretty mediocre at the start of the season. Ryan Reed, who had a very bad start last year, is having a good start this year. Currently 18th in the point standings. Trying to bring that car to the front. DJ Curtis, another driver that desperately needed a good run, is up here in the 8th spot. And Curtis really needs a good run. The first 3 races of this season, he was in DNFs, issues, accidents, everything. Was able to finish under power at Phoenix last week. We asked Curtis what that meant for the team, and he said, it's progress. Simply. And you see he's now trying to fight these Dodges. He's got one LFM Dodge in front and one LFM Dodge behind. Another driver who seems to have been very quiet this year is Ryan Griffin in the 1. We mentioned it earlier. Griffin, who had a very good season last year, was top 5 in the point standings for much of the year. He's been very quiet. He's been middle of the range. He does no top 10s to start this year. We asked the Honda factory team executives what that was about, and they just said out of every car on that team, Ryan Griffin and co. was the one that didn't change anything personnel-wise, and it's just they seem to be on the back foot. And they're having a good run here. Another good run for a couple of Spa cars that needed it. Christian Vargas, Samuel England, 11th and 12th. They desperately, we mentioned Christian Vargas. This was thought to be a championship. This was thought to be a championship contending combination with England, or not with England, with Vargas and Spa. And it just has not been at the start of this season. It just has. Vargas and Spa, this 39 team has had so many things go wrong. There's so many things go wrong for that 39 car, and they finally seem to be getting their sea legs under them. Breeding moving forward, England moving backwards. Logan Cloud, a noted short track racer, is in 14th, trying to back up a few good runs. Ran very well last week at Phoenix. He only ended up, I believe, just outside the top 10. Charles Sanford, your second place driver. We asked Sanford this week how that was, and Sanford said, we're going to keep that in the back pocket. We played nice, so to speak, with Griffin Lapel McDermott, and we're going to try even harder this week. Henry Thomas, there's Cologne Phoenix is moving forward. There's last week's winner, Griffin Lapel McDermott, and Andrew Thomas. We have not talked about this gentleman since Daytona. That Tubi-sponsored machine, very colorful-looking car, running inside the top 20. Very good for them. Angel Gutierrez is here in 21st. Gutierrez desperately needs something good to happen. Has DNQ'd a couple of races to start this year, but when they make races, they seem to do very well. The 7, Stanley Andrews, another driver that needs something nice to happen. Fighting Zachary Fitzwater. There's Major Robinson making his first start of the season in a 4th Breeding Enterprises car. A couple of rookies fighting. Cody Lamas with Wyatt Junkman. Another rookie, Alex San Mateo. Rookie James out with team owner James Ellison. Crossroads Racing just trying to get some good finishes, but this is 27th and 28th for them. Jesse Turner and Tim Fiegel. This is a surprise. The rookie Tim Fiegel has had some great momentum to start this season, but it's been coming into this week. These two apparently were sharing the same setup, the 94 and the 43, and it just is not translated. Nick Gunther, there's Jeffrey Finguy. Finguy was involved in a multi-car accident in practice with the 31 of Justin Henley. Finguy and Henley collided coming out of turn 2, and Aiden Smith T-boned Finguy. Lane Sanders spun into the tire barriers, caused a big delay. Sent all those cars to the rear. There's Carson Green, Daniel Voles. Oh, we've got trouble! Trouble on the back straightaway. Oh my goodness! What has happened? James Ellison is in it. Stanley Andrews involved. Wow! The caution flag is out. Wow, what a mess. Sanford, last week's runner-up, is in it. Christian Vargas was involved. Nick Gunther. There's Alex San Mateo. My goodness, so many cars involved. What in the world has happened? They're currently on pit road. We're going to try to get a replay and see what on earth just happened on the 32nd lap. I do believe we found the cause of this wreck, and it was the 75 of Caesar getting into the back of Christian Vargas. Vargas got punted into the field. Sanford got hit, and wow, Stanley Andrews had nowhere to go. And oh my goodness, that car went over. Oh wow, oh my goodness, what a crash. Oh my goodness, what on earth? Stanley Andrews tumbled that car. He keeps going. That car is driving all the way back to the pit lane. Here's the helicopter cam of this event. You see, I couldn't tell if Caesar went down and Vargas went up, but you see the aftermath, and wow. Oh, Vargas got hit in the door, and you see it there. Oh, wow. The 7 and the 3 got pelted. Finguy was in it again. There's the 30 car driving away. What a sham. Crossroads Racing, what a horrible weekend for that team. Here is Stanley Andrews, and we're looking at that number 3 card. You see, I believe he's trying to slow it down. I couldn't understand that. He just slowed down, and wow. Oh, wow, what a hit. But you see Stanley Andrews drove that number 7 car away. He's climbed out of the car under his own power on pit road. He drove it back. But that 7 team is done for the day. This is on board with Andrew Thomas as he sees this wreck unfolding in front of him. Ooh. You see, he got punted there. I believe that was Zachary Fitzwater that got into the back of him. But he keeps on going. This is on board with Jeffrey Finguy. And mind you, the wreck has already happened. The caution flag is out. And they're just trying to drive it back around. And you see, he sees the action in front of him clogging the racetrack. And I can imagine why he and Gunther were trying to keep it going. This is on board with James Ellison, who is a ping pong ball in this mess. You see, he's on the apron trying to avoid. Oh! Oh no! Oh wow! What a crash. Ellison took Stanley Andrews to the roof, and he kept driving. Wow, my goodness. Last on board we're going to have, this, you're looking back from Cody Lamas, the rookie out of the Fitzwater Australia Racing Camp. Big crash here at Bristol Motor Speedway. But this has been the Right Lane Cup Series, Season 3, race number 5 here at Thunder Valley. We will be right back right after this.
During a 500-mile race, the Texaco Haviland race team will change the tires, replace the fuel, and adjust the suspension. But there's one thing engineered to go the distance The oil. Haviland, race-proven protection.
Where'd you go? I just did a bumper run and took the lead.
I ran out of dip.
Dip? I'm racing neck and neck, and that's all you can think about is dip? You need to get your priorities straight.
Look at the bumper given to the 75. Caesar to the inside. He's going to take second spot. Welcome back to the Right Lane Cup Series Season 3, race number 5 here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. We're coming back to the green flag after a multi-car crash takes several cars out of the race. Joseph Shrigley is the first car coming back to the green flag, but he's not the leader. That is that man right there, Luke Evans. You see Shrigley, wow, what a conundrum coming up through here. You see Shrigley, Bishop, Nolan, and Charles Sanford went a lap down, had gone a lap down, but they took the wave around and came back out on the lead, tail end of the lead lap. So Luke Evans is going to try and lap them all again. Several of these cars were a lap down already. Jeffrey Finguy had to pit. There's major drops coming out of the pit lane. Issues on that 20 car. But you see Luke Evans now trying to pass the 00 Patrick Nolan for 34th. Nolan drove the 99 right onto the apron. Luke Martin, though, is chasing that 99 car down. Taylor Frey had issues under that caution. They had to address a loose tire. Such a shame for Taylor Frey, who was second place. That's going to put Luke Martin into second and his teammate Peter Onjack into third. Alexander Rowe had a very bad pit stop. They were repairing damage from an issue under caution on that number 10 car. Rowe was back into the 34th position. Ryan Griffin has moved himself up into the 4th spot. There ahead, there's Ellison. Ryan Reed is 5th. Vince Freeze is 6th. DJ Curtis is 7th. Logan Cloud is 8th. Alexander Phoenix is 9th. Breeding will be 10th, if you can keep up with that. And that is such a strange thing with Bristol, with lap cars mixed in. You can't ever tell who's running where. James Ellison, they've been able to patch up the hood of that number 3 and the rear end of that car. They had to put the rear deck lid back on that car. Ellison asking about the 7 under that caution. They were told him that the 7 was okay. Stanley Andrews did go to the infield care center. He drove it back. Everybody that was involved in that accident is okay. They either got out of their cars under their own power or they drove it back to the pit lane. But Ellison is going to be a new issue because he is going to be holding up all these drivers. You have Taylor Frey, who's a lap down, he's fighting for position. But Logan Cloud, Alexander Phoenix, Nick Breeding, and Derek Hamill, they are all behind him. Meanwhile, Luke Evans is in a fight. He is stuck behind the Bishop family cars. But I think the good thing about this is he has put Patrick Nolan a lap down. And Luke Martin is going to have to pass him to get up to the 99. But you see here, he tried to get underneath RJ Bishop. Bishop said, no, thank you. I want to stay on the lead lap. Bishop was one of those cars that went a lap down. He stayed out to try to get the wave around and ended up on the tail end of the lead lap. Gunther is a lap down at 37th. He got damage in that crash. And the two of them, Bishop family, had a very good start to the season with RJ Bishop running surprisingly well. But unfortunately, they have had issues here at the Thunder Valley. Hopefully, this won't stifle their momentum. And I'm sure Luke Evans wants them to get out of the... Wow! Did you see that? Luke Martin saved it. Whoa, he hit Peter Onjack. I believe Luke Martin almost got spun by a lapped car trying to get around Patrick Nolan. But you know who's happy to see that? That would be the 99 of Luke Evans. Evans trying to get his first career Right Lane Cup Series win. The story of Luke Evans in the garage is very well known. He ran for 2 seasons under the 43 banner at Lake Effect Auto Sport. And unfortunately, After a terrible season last season, he was let go of that ride. It was looking like he would not have a ride open. But due to other circumstances, he was brought into that car. He was handpicked by Derek Hamill himself and is now driving that car. He tried, and he's wheeling that thing going through 3 and 4. You see Patrick Nolan is just all over him. Nolan has been dogging these leaders. He almost wrecked Luke Evans. He almost wrecked Luke Martin, the Luke and Luke show. And now they're just trying, you see Martin trying to get underneath the 00 again. I'm sure Martin will show that 00 what's what if he can get underneath him, get to his quarter panel. But for right now, Ryan Reed has moved into 3rd. He's gotten around Peter Onjak. Ryan Griffin is 5th. Peter Onjak is back to 4th. DJ Curtis is there with Vince Freeze. Logan Cloud, accomplished short track racer, has moved his way up to 8th. Alexander Phoenix is 9th. Derek Hamill is 10th. Griffin Lapel McDermott, last week's winner, has fought Nick Breeding tooth and nail. We've been watching that battle from atop the box. But here's something notable. We have run down the tail end of the lead pack. Luke Evans has caught the tail end of the lead group, or the back of the pack, excuse me. That's the Bishop car. Sanford is here. Lane Sanders is in 30th with Joseph Shrigley, Carson Green. There's Ben McDonald who is now 4 laps down. James Ellison is now back here with Jeffrey Finguy. A lot of chaos. Martin got loose out of the corner, holding on to it, but that's going to bring Ryan Reed up here. Reed, where did Ryan Reed come from? How about that for Ryan Reed? But you can see this mess is unfolding here. Luke Evans is now fighting, trying to get through this traffic. The good news is he's now got 3 to make that 2 lap cars between himself and Luke Martin. We are told they will have to pit again here before long. But for now I'm having to hold my breath every time they're coming around because it seems like something's happening every lap. And I think this is the fans here are giving a treat here today. And I believe that was somebody pitting. We'll have to take a look at that next time around. It might have been one of the cars that stayed out. Luke Evans, though, is holding a very good steering wheel, has led the most laps thus far. Patrick Nolan still trying to get back on the lead lap. I have to give it to Patrick Nolan, though. He has done a very good job for himself in that 52 team. That car has made all the races it's attempted. And it is up there in the owner's points. I believe even if it misses if it doesn't show up again, I have to check this published schedule for that 00 car. That car could still be in the show. But meanwhile, we have got a fight for the lead on our hands. Luke Martin to the inside of Luke Evans. It's the Luke and Luke show going through 3 and 4. Peter Onjak has gotten his 3rd place back from Ryan Reed. The leader's now fighting tooth and nail. I believe Evans is going to let Martin go. Luke Martin now has taken the lead here at Bristol on lap number 66. The 6th car will come around. He will take a lap lead and a bonus point. Ellison gets punted by the 00. Ellison now in the clutches of Luke Martin. He will be going another lap down. The 99 goes around the inside, holding him up. That's not what Luke Evans wanted. Ellison now in the way of Peter Onjak. But now you see the top 2. Evans trying a different line. Ellison almost got thrown out of the way by Peter Onjak. They keep on going. And that's allowed several of these lap cars. Them fighting with James Ellison has allowed several of these lap cars to get away. Talking Bishop, Sanders, Sandfur, and Patrick Nolan. They've all been able to get away. Do you see? There's Andrew Thomas coming onto pit road. I believe that will be the first of a varied group of cars trying a very wide strategy. Because they, unlike a lot of these guys, because of how the tires are wearing here at Bristol, you could, in theory, pit early and be able to come in a lot late and not have to come in later. This is going to be a very interesting turn of events if we can see how this is going to come out. Luke Martin, though, is your race leader. Doing a very good job here. And you see it there. They have caught back up to the 00. And they're probably going to put him a lap down again. You see Martin gets by him cleanly. Nolan is going to block Luke Evans. Evans, though, is going to come to the inside. He gets stuck. He had to hit the apron, though, to go around him. And Luke Martin is going to get away. We're on lap number 75 here at Bristol Motor Speedway. This has been the Right Lane Cup Series, Season 3, race number 5 here in Thunder Valley. Luke Martin is your leader over Luke Evans, Peter Onjack, Ryan Reed, and DJ Curtis. We will be right back right after this.
Felicitations, malefactors! I am endeavoring to misappropriate the formulary for the preparation of affordable comestibles! Who will join me? I don't get it.
G'day. In about 30 seconds, I'm going to be enjoying this. Famous Foster's. Try it next time you're having a beer. Of course, you can't actually drink in commercials. That's fair enough. This is one taste that's worth waiting for. How long to go, mate? 5 seconds, pal. 4, 3, 2, fade to black.
Foster's. It's Australian for beer, mate.
All right, Pinhead, your time is up.
Who you calling Pinhead?
You okay, Patrick?
Finland!
All of these championship-winning drivers have one thing in common: Goodyear Racing Eagles. The race-winning technology that's found in the Goodyear Racing Eagles can also be found in the world's best-selling line of high-performance street tires, Goodyear Eagle Street Radials. The champions know, and it's why we say the best tires in the world have Goodyear written all over them.
Martin leads here at Bristol. Welcome back to the Right Lane Cup Series, Season 3, race number 5 here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Luke Martin is your race leader. The top 5 has barely changed. DJ Curtis is up to 4th now. They are now having 30 cars on the lead lap. Luke Evans has had issues trying to catch up to the number 6. Evans trying all different kinds of lines around here. While we were away, as I mentioned, DJ Curtis has moved into the 4th spot. Ryan Griffin has now fallen back to 6th. Derek Hamill is up to 7th. Griffin Lapel McDermott, last week's winner, is now in the top 10. We're going to go ahead and go through the field for you. Luke Martin, as we said, is your race leader. There's Luke Evans in 2nd spot. Peter Onjack is there in 3rd. DJ Curtis and Ryan Reed is your top 5. Ryan Griffin is 6th. We have to go all the way back here for Alexander Phoenix and Derek Hamill. Taylor Frey, after a bad pit stop, is back to 33rd. Logan Cloud in 9th spot. Solid day for him. Griffin Lapel McDermott will round out your top 10. Jesse Turner has managed to turn his day around. The Air Force Ford is in 11th. There's Julio Caesar in the 12th spot. Henry Thomas is 13th with a surprise. Angel Gutierrez in 14th. Very good run for the 52 team. A couple of Fitzwater Fords, 15th and 16th, colliding with Ellison, you see there. Fitz Freeze and Cody Lamas. There is Nick Breeding in 17th. Stephen Cologne in 18th in the Aaron's Dream Machine. A pair of Spa cars here in 18th and 19th. Aiden Smith and Samuel England. Jeffrey Finguy, 37th back there. Justin Henley, in spite of all the mess that has gone on this week for Crossroads, is up into the top 20. Daniel Voles is a very clean day for the 44 team. They're up to 22nd. There's Zachary Ponce fighting another Zachary. Fitzwater having none of that, throwing him out of the way. There is Wyatt Junkman in the 35th, in the 35 car in 25th. There is Tim Fiegel. Joseph Strigley in 27th. And that is how many cars are on the lead lap. We'll continue to go through the traffic. It's Carson Green, Lane Sanders, Charles Sanford, RJ Bishop. Then it's Andrew Thomas, Patrick Nolan, Alexander Rowe, Mike, Nick Gunther. There's Taylor Frey, and I believe James Ellison is here somewhere. That is the group. And it is a mess. This is a tornado of cars through here. One thing you'll notice is Luke Martin has now got Zachary Ponce in his rearview mirror. Not Zachary Ponce, Luke Evans. Evans, he got sideswiped by Luke Martin there coming out of the corner. Evans tried to drive it in deep. He had to back out of the corner. That's going to allow Luke Martin. Luke Martin is now going to keep holding on to the lead. We're coming back to 30 laps to go in this event. I believe it is far from over, with the top two less than 0.3 of a second away from each other. And I believe the lap traffic might decide this. And it is just a mess for the leaders trying to navigate this group of cars. Evans to the inside. He's going to try to make a move on Martin to get his lead back. We'll see. Martin slams the door on him. And this has allowed Peter Onjak to catch up. He's 2 lap cars behind Luke Evans. Peter Onjak winning would be a popular win, I'm sure, in the Right Lane Cup Series garage. Onjato has gone winless, but they've come close many times. But this is not going to help. The Jasper Racing Dodge of Carson Green has moved him to the outside line. Look at this mess. That was 3 lanes of Bristol working right there. And you see now Evans to the inside of Martin, trying to get past him for the race lead. Evans had to back down for the corner, but Martin was almost into the fence coming out of the 3 and 4. This is going to be a fight. These two are going to fight to the bitter end here, but we have been warned. Martin and Evans have been told that they're going to have to pit here soon. And them fighting has really allowed some lap traffic. That's Joseph Strigley. Look at this. Evans hit Martin. The Luke and Luke show is still on here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Martin, Rookie of the Year last year, has already won a race. Luke Evans, journeyman driver, trying to win his first race. Will that 99 run the 6 down, or will the 6 get his second career Right Lane Cup Series win? Lord knows. Lap 103 out of 125. Coming around, it'll be 22 to go. Look at Evans. He baited Martin off the top, and he's going to take the lead back. Luke Evans, Luke Martin. Martin drove him up the hill. It's going to be a side-by-side battle. Martin gets shoved onto the apron, and Luke Evans will take the lead back here at Bristol. Evans, though, ran the outside line. Martin ran the middle. RJ Bishop, the lap car, running low. They are fighting hard for this. I think Bishop and Sanders are fighting hard for this. Those two are the first car lap down. If we get a caution, they would, in fact, get the wave around. But if Joseph Strigley or Wyatt Junkman or Daniel Voles were to get lapped, that would be a disaster for Bishop and Sanders, because suddenly they would get the wave around. Coming back around, we are within 20 laps left of this event. And I'm worried because these guys, the longer these guys run, the sooner they're going to have to pit. I'm worried that this might become a fuel mileage race. Martin is keeping Evans in his sights. That's what he has been told to do by the crew. Try to keep it within a second. They could be able to jump him in the pits. And you see it there. Luke Evans, late entry in the pit road. The 99 team could not make it on gas. Lap 109, lap 110. Ryan Reed is coming out of the pit lane. So green flag pit stops have already begun. Peter Ronjak is third. Andrew Gutierrez coming on the pit road. His teammate Patrick Nolan. Trying to find Luke Martin. Curtis is coming out of the pit road. Almost hit the 16 of Ben McDonald. Cody Lamas pulling down. Phoenix is down pit road as well. There was Wyatt Junkman. There's Derek. There is the 99 of Luke Evans, stuck in lap traffic. I believe this is going to be his detriment. Wow, he had to back out. Whoa! Wow! Oh, no, my goodness. Shrigley and Caesar. Oh, my, wow. This is a mess. I believe this is going to be the detriment. Whoa! The 75 missed pit road, almost collided. Oh, no, that's going to be a bad news. I believe that's going to ruin the 99. He's going to lose second spot. Ryan Griffin is out. Where on earth is Luke Martin? There's Luke Martin. He's second spot, but that's because Caesar was the leader trying to pit. Several cars have hit each other. You see damage on the 44. Will that put Luke Martin back to the lead? No, it won't. And that's because Caesar is finally getting onto the pit lane. But coming around to 11 laps to go, I believe Luke Martin will be your race leader. Yes, Luke Martin is your race leader. And wait a minute, Taylor Frey is in second. What? How did this happen? I know how this happened. Taylor Frey had to pit for issues after they went back green. So suddenly, Taylor Frey might have saved enough gas and might have been able to cycle out to second. What a wacky result. No, Taylor Frey has to pit. Oh no. Frey with the door of that 15 dented and scraped will have to come down pit road. Ryan Griffin will be second, and that man, Luke Evans, has got to be madder than a hornet. If I were the Honda factory team, it's the second time in 3 races a win has been ruined because of a pit road issue. Do you see Daniel Voles? Broken 711 Chevrolet coming out of pit road. Joseph Shrigley, 30th. There's Lane Sanders and Ellison. All the way up here, 4 seconds. Ahead is Luke Martin. Luke Martin won Rookie of the Year. Last season, he beat Alexander Rowe by 1 point. 1 point he beat him by. And you're seeing it. He won at Sonoma, or he won at Canadian Tire, a road course last year. Has been winless since. This would be a great win for Luke Martin. Trying to get his season back on schedule. I believe he could coast for the rest of the way. He is putting time on the 99, who has gotten around the 1 car, Ryan Griffin. I think we can talk about them. There's Luke Evans. There's Ryan Griffin, who desperately needed a good run. I believe he can settle for a 3rd. DJ Curtis, another driver, and Ryan Reed, all these guys in the top 5, so desperately needed a good run here today, and it looks like they're going to get it. With 3 to go, Martin is now lapping the 19. He's caught up to Samuel England. He's going around the 19. Coming around, it'll be 2 laps to go. For Luke Martin and the Fitzwater Australia Racing Team. This will be after a race where things just have seemed to not go right for the Fords. Things are going to seem to go out well for them. White flag, 1 to go here at Bristol. Luke Martin, RJ Bishop to his inside. But it's not going to be enough for the rest of the field. Luke Martin is going to get his second career Right Lane Cup Series win with Chili's, with Ford, with Fitzwater Australia Racing. Congratulations to Luke Martin and that team on an amazing run. Luke Evans will get a second place, his new best career finish. Ryan Griffin will get a third. DJ Curtis in fourth. And Alexander Phoenix will get fifth over Ryan Reed. But congratulations to Luke Martin again on an amazing win. An exciting race here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Thank you all so much for watching this heart-pounding, action-filled race. We'll get you your finishing results here in a moment.